10th, 2026. It is our 2 o'clock Commissioners' Consent Agenda meeting. Let the record reflect that we have 4 of our commissioners are present. Commissioner Kearns is on Zoom, and Commissioner French, myself, and Commissioner Waldrop are in the meeting room. There was no written testimony for anything on today's agenda that we have received in advance. And so we will go ahead and stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, it is now time for open public forum, and I do not have anyone signed up at this point. Is there anyone who would like to speak at our open public forum? Seeing no one online and no one in the audience. Second call. Okay, third and final call for anyone wishing to testify at our open public forum. Seeing no one online and no one in the audience, I will close the open public forum and look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I would move that we approve items 3, 4, and 5, and all the sub-items appearing thereunder in today's agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. That then takes us to the end of our agenda. This may be one of the quickest. Commissioner Kearns, you have miscellaneous?
I do. I received, a couple of our staff members received an email from Joya, formerly known as the Guild School. They are looking to see if the commissioners are either interested in signing a letter that they are putting together for early support for infants and toddlers. That's the ESIT program. I believe they are seeking funding from the state for that. So it'd be a letter of support for that. Or I think ideally they were hoping if the board could put together its own letter in support of that funding for Joya and get that over to them. So I just wanted to float that out there. It looks like it was sent to Ron, to Mary, Amber's assistant, and then it was sent to Chrissy Lowe as well. So, just wanted to put that out there for the commissioners' consideration. I took a tour of their new facility a couple months ago, and I know they have a long history in this community of providing amazing services for kids, and I would support us signing a letter and supporting them getting the funding that they're seeking, and would hope the rest of the board would join me in that.
And when do they need the letter by?
It looks like they're hoping for something fairly soon. It said this is a time-sensitive request related to proposed state budget action affecting the early intervention services. There's no exact date that I see. So yeah, I can't answer that. They do say that it is time sensitive, but I don't see an actual drop dead date for the letter or anything. So
Okay, because we will need to have a letter drafted. So if someone would like to make a motion, I will have to open up for public comment, and then we could approve something.
So, Madam Chair, I would move that we approve the drafting and signing of a letter in support of a funding request from Joya from the state of Washington in this legislative cycle.
To be signed
To be signed by the chair.
or we can sign it, just not other than an open public meeting, right?
Yes, we're going to do that.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for a letter of support for Joya and their funding request at the state legislature that will be signed at other than an open public meeting. So I have a motion and a second. Commissioner Waldrop?
Yes, I'm assuming that like in many areas, the state is looking to cut back that funding, and I think it's really important that we keep them as whole as possible, so I'll support this. It looks like they have a joint sign-on letter that they reference on behalf of all the ESIT providers in Spokane County. Or we could author our own letter is what it says. So I'm fine either way, but just wanted to note that there's one that, but I don't know, I don't see any attachments to the email that was forwarded to me, so I don't know. But I'm fine with supporting a letter, whether it's supporting all the different organizations or just Joya. I think in the end, we all benefit. So thanks for bringing this forward, Commissioner Kearns.
Yeah, and you're correct. Yeah, the email says there is a joint letter, but then they indicate they'd love to have one just specifically from us, and they even offer to if we need them to send us that first draft of the letter, they're willing to do that too. So we can also make that request and kind of cut down the time of us starting from scratch on a letter too.
I think that would be great to get a draft letter from them, and then it will be signed at other than an open public meeting. But I do need to open this up for public testimony since this is an additional motion that is being made to the commissioners. So is there anyone who would like to comment on the motion before us? Second call for anyone wishing to testify on the item. Third and final call. I will close the forum on this motion that is before us right now, and I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. We will get a letter of support for Joya. Okay. Commissioner Waldron.
One other little miscellaneous item. I stayed on for a little executive committee call for the health district after our transition committee meeting this morning or this afternoon. And I'm getting a little concerned that we have to keep our joint city-county meeting this Thursday to less than 2 hours in order to get everyone out of the room and start the Board of Health meeting. And I know that there's items on the agenda that only look like they add up to an hour and a half, but there may be other items added. So I just wanted to flag that we may want to think about if there are things that need to be moved around on that agenda or shortened so that we can make sure we're out of that room by 12:45 so the Board of Health can start at 1 because there's interviews starting at like 1:05 p.m. So just making that note that knowing how we are with meetings going long, especially since we have a lot to talk about with the city, and just a flag.
Hopefully we will, between Council President Wilkerson and myself, we will keep our speakers to a minimum. So we will work hard to try to do that. So thank you for bringing that up. Okay, any other miscellaneous items?
Nothing for me.
No executive sessions or closed sessions? Okay, then I will adjourn the meeting for today. Thank you all very much.